Moving on from our discussions on industrialization and westward expansion, today we will focus on an often overlooked period in American political history, the era spanning from 1870 to approximately 1915. It remains overlooked because during this period there were few great debates like those before the Civil War and after World War I. During the antebellum period, the nation grappled with profound questions: tariffs, the right of states to secede, adherence to federal law, and the abhorrent institution of slavery. These were the colossal concerns that have dominated the narrative of American history. In stark contrast, the latter part of the 19th century does not command the same attention, rendering it a political black hole of sorts. We refer to the first years of this era as the Gilded Age, a term that invites us to consider the concept of gilding, coating an object with a thin layer of gold. This metaphor is apt for describing the United States during this time. A gilded object, such as a chair, may appear opulent with its golden sheen, yet beneath the surface, it could be constructed from cheap materials. Similarly, the Gilded Age presented a facade of prosperity and progress, masking the underlying social and economic disparities. This period was marked by rapid industrialization, which created an enormous wealth gap. A select few amassed fortunes vast enough to rival the wealth of emperors, while at the same time, a significant portion of the population endured exploitation and poverty. The resultant income inequality precipitated widespread social unrest. The disparity of the era is vividly illustrated by the imagery of magnates, individuals like the Rockefellers, Goulds, and Vanderbilts, perched atop their wealth, supported by the labor of workers earning meager wages. This visual serves not only as a representation of the past, but also echoes the persistent issue of income inequality in modern times. Let's turn our attention to how Americans in this period thought about the government. In contemporary society, when we speak of the government, the federal level is typically what comes to mind. However, in the 1870s, the mention of government would evoke thoughts of local governance, the city or county, rather than the distant entity of the federal government, which had little bearing on the daily lives of citizens. To illustrate, consider the knowledge of current municipal leadership among yourselves. The familiarity with local officials that was commonplace in the past has waned significantly in the present day. Do you know who represents you on the city council? Yet, it is the local government that often has the most immediate impact on our lives, addressing issues such as infrastructure maintenance. If there is a pothole on your street, are you going to call the White House to fix it? If you want it fixed, you are going to call someone at the city or county who can send someone out to fix it. As we proceed with this course, we will observe the evolution of the national government's role, which began to expand during World War I and became more pronounced throughout the Great Depression and World War II. One of the major narratives of the time period of this course is the growth in both size and reach of the national government at the expense of state and local governments. Please proceed to answer the questions in the assignment on Canvas. If you have any questions, you can post them in the open forum discussion or contact the professor using Canvas email.